AVM மாஸ்டர் அவார்ட் 2024. இந்த சிறப்பான நிகழ்விற்கு வருகை புரிந்திருக்கும் அனைவருக்கும் இந்த விஸ்காம் மாணவன் மாதேஸ்வரியகுமாரின் அன்பான வணக்கங்கள். தமிழ் தாயை வாழ்த்தி தொடங்குவோம். தமிழ் தாய் வாழ்த்து அனைவரும் எழுந்து நிற்குமாறு அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன்.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடங்க கெளிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அதிசிறந்த திராவிடன திருநாளும் தக்க சிறு பிறை முதலும் தலித்தனலும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழழகே தமிழழகே உன் சீரினமே சிரம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
நன்றி. இந்திய சினிமா வரலாற்றில் பல பிரம்மாண்ட படைப்புகளை படைத்து நிற்கும் AVM புரொடக்ஷன் பிரைவேட் லிமிடெட் மற்றும் ஆவிச்சி கல்லூரியின் காட்சி தொடர்பியல் துறை பெருமையுடன் வழங்கும் AVM'S மாஸ்டர் அவார்ட் 2024. இதன் முதல் விருதாக இந்திய சினிமாவின் இயக்குனர் இமயம் பத்ம ஸ்ரீ பாரதிராஜா அவர்களுக்கு AVM மாஸ்டர் ஆஃப் சினிமா என்ற விருது வழங்கப்பட்டது. இன்றைய நாயனுக்காக என் காதல் ஆசை எல்லாம் இவர் கேமரா வழியே பார்ப்பதே. கூகுள் செய்தாலும் சிறந்த காட்சி என்றால் சந்தோஷ் சிவனே. இருவர் படத்தின் கம்போசிஷன் எல்லாம் மரணப்படக்கையிலும் மறக்காதது. ரசிப்பதற்கு என்றால் ரோஜா, குழந்தைகளுக்கு என்றால் ஹேலோ, காட்சிக்கு தளபதி, கமர்ஷியலுக்கு அஞ்சான், திகட்ட தில்சே, 3Dக்கு பேரோஸ் என கேமரா இவனது நண்பனாக மாற இவர் விருதுகளின் கூடாரமாக மாறினார். எழுத்து, இயக்கம், ஒளிப்பதிவு என சினிமாவும் சந்தோஷ் சிவனும் கலந்தே இருந்தனர். இன்று இந்திய சினிமாவின் சிறந்த ஒளிப்பதிவாளர், கேமராவின் காதலன் பத்மஸ்ரீ சந்தோஷ் சிவன் அவர்கள் வருகை தந்ததில் பெரும் மகிழ்ச்சி கொள்கிறது விஸ்காமின் வாசல்கள். அடுத்ததாக உங்கள் கண்ணிமைகள் உரைய வைக்க வரும் காட்சி விருந்து. காட்சி தொடர்பியல் துறையின் 2ஆம் வருட மாணவன் பிரவீன்ராஜ் அவர்களின் படத்தொகுப்பில் பத்மஸ்ரீ சந்தோஷ் சிவன் அவர்களுக்காக சிறப்பு மேஷப்.
The award for the eyes of the director, the cinematographer, and the award goes to Santosh Sivan.
நம்ம cinematography எல்லாம் அப்படிதான். நம்ம என்ன லைஃப் இருந்தா அதுல மிஸ்டேக் இருக்கும். It has to feel that this is beautiful. Why is the air like this? And a beautiful feel. And the feeling of photography was something like that I've seen in real. It had a timeless quality.
நன்றி. இயக்குனர், திரைக்கதை எழுத்தாளர், ஒளிப்பதிவாளர் பத்மஸ்ரீ சந்தோஷ் சிவன் அவர்களுக்கு காட்சி தொடர்பியல் துறையின் சார்பாக அவரது கலை பயணத்தின் சிறப்பு காணொளி உங்கள் முன்.
I'm actually sitting in my dad's studio. It's 50 years old. And this is a place where I first received my camera. It was a film camera, Canon.
கேரள மண்ணில் 3 தேசிய விருது பெற்ற ஒளிப்பதிவாளர், இயக்குனர் சிவசங்கரன் நாயர் அவர்களுக்கு 1964ஆம் ஆண்டு பிப்ரவரி 8ஆம் நாள் மகனாக பிறந்தார் பத்மஸ்ரீ சந்தோஷ் சிவன் அவர்கள். நிதியுடை கதா என்ற மலையாள படத்தின் மூலம் 1986ஆம் ஆண்டு ஒளிப்பதிவாளராக அறிமுகமானார் சந்தோஷ் சிவன். 1988ஆம் ஆண்டு ஸ்டோரி ஆஃப் டி ப்ளூ என்ற குறும்படத்தை இயக்கி சிறந்த குறும்படத்திற்கான தேசிய விருதை வென்றார். இயக்கத்தில் வென்றதை தொடர்ந்து 1990ஆம் ஆண்டு பெருந்தச்சன் என்ற படத்திற்கு சிறந்த ஒளிப்பதிவாளருக்கான தேசிய விருதையும் வென்றார். அதனைத் தொடர்ந்து படங்களின் எண்ணிக்கையுடன் விருதுகளின் எண்ணிக்கையும் சேர்ந்தே வளர்ந்தது. கேமராவில் சந்தோஷ் சிவன் செய்த அதிசயங்களுக்கு 12 தேசிய திரைப்பட விருதுகள், 6 பிலிம்பேர் விருதுகள், 4 கேரள மாநில திரைப்பட விருதுகள் மற்றும் 3 தமிழ்நாடு மாநில திரைப்பட விருதுகள் என அவரை தஞ்சமடைந்தது. 1991ஆம் ஆண்டு தேசிய விருது பெற்ற இயக்குனர் மணிரத்னம் இயக்கத்தில் வெளிவந்த தளபதி திரைப்படத்தில் கேமரா கண்களை வைத்து காட்சிகளை வரைந்திருப்பார். மணிரத்னம் கதையால் கதை சொல்ல, சந்தோஷ் சிவன் காட்சிகளால் கதை சொல்லியிருப்பார். சூர்யா என்னும் சூப்பர் ஸ்டார் கதாபாத்திரத்திற்கு படம் முழுவதும் சூரியனை காட்சியில் வைத்து தைத்திருந்தார். இவரின் அடுத்த படைப்பாக ரோஜா வெளியானது. கிராமம், நகரம், காஷ்மீர் என கேமராவை கதையுடன் கலந்திருப்பார். கிராமத்திலிருந்து வந்த ரோஜா காஷ்மீரை வியந்து பார்க்க நம் கண்களும் வியந்து பார்க்கும்படி காட்சிகளை அமைத்திருந்தார். இயக்குனராக ஒரு பக்கம் ஹேலோ, மல்லி, கேஷோ என குழந்தைகளுக்கான படங்களை இயக்கி தேசிய விருதுகளையும் வென்றார். மறுபக்கம் இருவர், தில்சே என மணிரத்னத்துடன் சேர்ந்து சினிமாவின் தரத்தை உயர்த்தி கொண்டிருந்தார்.
நம்ம படம் நின்னு போச்சு. எனக்கு முதல்ல ஹீரோ சான்ஸ் கிடைச்ச படம். நீ வசனம் எழுதுற படம் போச்சு. இழுத்து மூட்டை கட்டிட்டாங்க.
படங்கள் வரும் போகும், படமும் வரும் போகும்.
இருவர் திரைப்படத்தில் கதாநாயகனாக இருவர் இருக்க, காட்சி நாயகனாக சந்தோஷ் சிவன் உருவெடுத்தார்.
மக்கள் சக்தி.
திரைக்கதை, இயக்கம், ஒளிப்பதிவு என பயணம் தொடர கலைப்படங்களையும் தாண்டி கமர்ஷியல் படங்களிலும் தனக்கென ஒரு பாணியை வைத்து தனித்து நின்றார். 2012 AR முருகதாஸ் இயக்கத்தில் தளபதியின் துப்பாக்கி, வெள்ளை புகையில் நாயகன் வெளிவர அதிர்ந்தது திரையரங்கம். ஒலித்து கேண்டிட் ஷாட்டாக எடுத்த காட்சிகள் நம்மை கதைக்குள் தள்ளியது. அந்த 12 நபர்களில் கேமராவும் ஒருவனாக இருந்தார். கமர்ஷியல் வரிசையில் துப்பாக்கியை தொடர்ந்து அஞ்சான். அனிமேஷன் காட்சிகள் அஞ்சானின் ட்ரேட்மார்க்காக மாறின. உலக சினிமாவில் 6K ரெட் டிராகன் கேமராவில் எடுத்த முதல் படம் என்ற பெருமையும் அஞ்சானுக்கு சந்தோஷ் சிவன் பெற்று தந்தார். காதல் ஆசை ஒரு கஞ்சாடை செய்தாலே என காதல் பாடல்களில் கேமராவும் காதல் செய்தது. 2014 ஆண்டு சந்தோஷ் சிவன் இந்திய சினிமாவிற்கு ஆற்றிய பங்களிப்பிற்காக பத்மஸ்ரீ விருதை வழங்கி கௌரவித்தது இந்திய அரசு. மீண்டும் பயணம் தொடர AR முருகதாஸ் இயக்கத்தில் ஸ்பைடர், மணிரத்னத்தின் செக்க சிவந்த வானம், சூப்பர் ஸ்டார் ரஜினிகாந்த் அவர்களுடன் தர்பார் என இந்த கலை பயணம் தொடர்ந்தது. உலக புகழ்பெற்ற கேன்ஸ் திரைப்பட விழாவில் 2024 ஆண்டு ஒளிப்பதிவிற்கான மதிப்புமிக்க விருதான பியூர் ஆஞ்சனெக்ஸ் எக்ஸலன்ஸ் என்ற விருதை பெறும் ஆசியாவை சேர்ந்த முதல் நபர் ஆவார் பத்மஸ்ரீ சந்தோஷ் சிவன் அவர்கள். இன்னும் மறக்காதிருந்த காட்சிகளில் ஒரு காட்சி, கேமரா காத்தாடியாக மாறிய 2 நிமிடம், உன் கையோடு கேமரா சேர்ந்த சில நிமிடம், என் கண்ணிமைகள் மூடாதிருந்த பல நிமிடம், நீ ரசித்து எடுத்த ஒவ்வொரு காட்சியும். கதை எழுத்தாளர், ஒளிப்பதிவாளர், கேமராவின் காதலன் பத்மஸ்ரீ சந்தோஷ் சிவன் அவர்களுக்கு AVM'S மாஸ்டர் ஆஃப் சினிமாட்டோகிராஃபி என்ற விருதை கொடுத்து கௌரவிப்பதில் பெருமிதம் கொள்கிறது ஆவச்சி கலை மற்றும் அறிவியல் கல்லூரியின் காட்சி தொடர்பியல் துறை.
உங்கள் கண்களுக்கு விருந்தாக பத்மஸ்ரீ சந்தோஷ் சிவன் அவர்களின் இதுவரை வெளிவராத சிறப்பு காட்சிகள். மெய் சிலிர்க்க வைக்கும் காட்சிகள். நன்றி சார். இன்றைய சிறப்பு விருந்தினர் ஒளிப்பதிவாளர் பத்மஸ்ரீ சந்தோஷ் சிவன் அவர்களை மேடைக்கு வருமாறு அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். அவர்களுடன் பிரசிடென்ட் ஆஃப் ஃபிலிம் ஃபெடரேஷன் ஆஃப் இந்தியா அண்ட் சவுத் இந்தியன் ஃபிலிம் சேம்பர் ஆஃப் காமர்ஸ் திரு ரவி கொட்டாரகரா அவர்களையும், ஆவிச்சி கல்லூரியின் செயலாளர் திரு AVM சண்முகம் அவர்களையும், அவர்களோடு கல்லூரியின் முதல்வர் முனைவர் என் பூமா அவர்களையும், எழுத்தாளர் ஒளிப்பதிவாளர் ஆசிரியர் திரு CJ ராஜ்குமார் அவர்களையும், காட்சி தொடர்பியல் துறையின் தலைவர் திருமதி அபிநயா அவர்களையும் அன்போடு மேடைக்கு அழைக்கிறேன். ரைட்டர், டைரக்டர், கேமராமேன் சிறியன் அவர்களையும் அன்போடு மேடைக்கிறேன். ஆவிச்சி கலை மற்றும் அறிவியல் கல்லூரியின் செயலாளர் திரு AVM சண்முகம் அவர்களை நமது சிறப்பு விருந்தினர் திரு ரவி கொட்டாரகரா அவர்களுக்கு பொன்னாடை அணிவித்து சிறப்புக்குமாறு அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். நம் கல்லூரியின் முதல்வர் முனைவர் என் பூமா அவர்களையும் நினைவு பரிசு வழங்கி சிறப்புக்குமாறு அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். நமது செயலாளர் திரு AVM சண்முகம் அவர்களை ஒளிப்பதிவாளர் பத்மஸ்ரீ சந்தோஷ் சிவன் அவர்களுக்கு பொன்னாடை அணிவித்து நினைவு பரிசு வழங்கி கௌரவிக்குமாறு அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். AVM மாஸ்டர் அவார்ட் 2024 அனைவரும் ஆவலுடன் காத்திருந்த தருணம். திரு ரவி கொட்டாரகரா அவர்களை இயக்குனர் ஒளிப்பதிவாளர் பத்மஸ்ரீ சந்தோஷ் சிவன் அவர்களுக்கு இந்திய சினிமாவுக்கு ஆற்றிய பங்களிப்பிற்காக AVM's Master of Cinematography என்ற விருதை வழங்கி கௌரவிப்பதில் பெருமை கொள்கிறது ஆவிச்சி கல்லூரியின் காட்சி தொடர்பியல் துறை. சிறந்த கலைஞன், சினிமாவின் காதலன் பத்மஸ்ரீ சந்தோஷ் சிவன் அவர்களுக்கு அனைவரும் எழுந்து நின்று மரியாதை வழங்குமாறு அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறோம். பனித்துளி, பால்பென், சட்டம் ஒரு இருட்டரை போன்ற படங்களின் ஒளிப்பதிவாளர், அசையும் படம், ஒளியோவியம், பைனரி இமேஜஸ் என்ற புத்தகங்களை படைத்த எழுத்தாளர், ஒளிப்பதிவின் சிறந்த ஆசிரியர் திரு CJ ராஜ்குமார் அவர்களுக்கு நினைவு பரிசு வழங்கி சிறப்பிக்குமாறு கல்லூரியின் முதல்வர் முனைவர் டாக்டர் என் பூமா அவர்களை அன்போடு மேடை கலைக்கிறோம். செயலாளர் திரு AVMK சண்முகம் அவர்களை மாணவரிடம் முறையான வருமானம்.
Hari Om. Wonderful morning. Thank you all for being here in the morning, and thank you very much, Mr. Santosh Sivan, for the first accepting our invite to be the guest of honor today. I mean, to be the chief guest today, and to accept AVM's Masterclass Award. A lot of emotions from our part of the family and the college and the students. Thank you very much, sir. We are lucky to have one of the finest cinematographers of India present with us today, who has taken cinematography right from the early days to 1980s to what he has brought in today. I grew up in films. I've been watching films. My first earlier aspects of being in life was with our studio cinematographers like Maruti Rao, and watching them grow. They, with technologies which were very, very simple and outdated. I remember the march that they were doing for a film in 1968 called Kudandayam Devamam, how they could have Kuti Padmani, kissing Kuti Padmani again, and then, walking behind and all that. A lot of experiments happened those days when technologies were not available, to what technologies have grown today. But it's just not the technologies, but to go ahead with it and to expose it and to use it and to bring it out in the right format. It was a feast looking at the trailer which he had just showcased to us, Kamali, if I'm right. Kamali, sir? Azuri, yeah. It was beautiful. I didn't even, the name didn't slip out. It was like a photographs assembled together, like a portrait. Kashmir has been sold so beautifully, and I've been to Kashmir several times, but I've not seen the beauty what he has pictured, and he has taken it, which he has clicked at the right time. There are many of us who have been, including our head of the department, IVScom, who has been there and all. But the way he looks at it, the way he portrays it, the way he captures it, that makes a difference. And with the available technology, he has taken it. Everybody's got the same technology with them, but using it the right way to portray it matters a lot. You as students should learn that from masters here. They have learned it. Probably he said, yes, he'll spend some time with you. All this will happen, but then you have to learn the technology. It's very, very important. You're here with us for 3 years. We give you enough and more opportunities. And it is for you to learn these opportunities and try to get the best of it. You can, whether you're going to go in cinematography, or you're going to direction, or you're going to IT, or you're going anywhere in the sphere. Like I even know some of our students who have gone into IT who handle the areas of ISCOM and IT, the media and IT. But the point is, every craft is very important. Try to assimilate in 3 years whatever you can. And then when you go out to the world, see, we are only here for 3 years. In 3 years, we are connecting you from your educational institutions, your schools, to your outside world, which is the place where your career begins. It could be anywhere. Your career could be anywhere. But then these 3 years are very, very important to you. And in these 3 years, we give you a lot of master classes. We show you, we expose you to a lot of craftsmen, different aspects of it, including journalism and various aspects. Try to make use of it and become what it is. I wish you all a great career, and thank you very much, sir, for coming and being one among us. Thank you once again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. சிறந்த கதை ஆசிரியர், இந்திய சினிமாவின் தயாரிப்பாளர், 1956ஆம் ஆண்டில் சினிமா பயணத்தை தொடங்கிய இவர் இன்று பிரசிடென்ட் ஆஃப் ஃபிலிம் ஃபெடரேஷன் ஆஃப் இந்தியா அண்ட் சவுத் இந்தியன் ஃபிலிம் சேம்பர் ஆஃப் காமர்ஸ் திரு ரவி கொட்டாரகரா அவர்களை விருது வழங்கியதை பற்றி பேச வருமாறு அன்போடு அழைக்கிறோம்.
எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம். குட் மார்னிங். Most of the people who are sitting here are honored, privileged and gifted because you are sitting in AVM college. In 1930s, a man, an ordinary man, very simple man, who walked the streets, who was busy doing his business. Usually Natakota Chettiars means they meant business. How to make 1 rupee, 2 rupees. But this man went one step ahead. He said, because he had likeness for music, artistry, passion, and he loved drama. Cinema was just starting. So this character said, let us do cinema, which was not there. So he started his life. That is the great AVM Chettiar, what we always say, AVM Chettiar we call. This great man started AVM Studios, which all of us can proudly say, Columbia, Sony, Universal, even AVM. They are on par with the greatest studios in the world. Okay. It could have stopped there. Only பெரியவர் மாத்திரம் பண்ணியிருக்கலாம் படம் போட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் அவங்க 3 பசங்க both the three great children, Mr. AVM Kumaran sir, Sharanan sir and Balu sir, they never left. They start continuing in that. They did the same. They made wonderful films too. My father had an opportunity to work with the great AVM Chettiar. That is for Nanamuruppan. That is in 1960s. My father could work with them. And it won President's Medal also. It won. So this is what I'm just telling you, how people are gifted. My father also was gifted working. My father joined the industry in 48. Okay, that's how. He was a freedom fighter, then became a writer. எங்கள் அப்பா பழைய படம் லைக் பாசமலர் ஆண்டவன் கட்டளை இது மாதிரி எல்லாம் படங்கள்லாம் அப்பா பண்ண படங்க. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் வாட் ஐ ஹவ் டு சே கமிங். So that is AVM. Then Kumaran sir is another unique man. He used to listen to scripts. Producing was not their job. Creation and making films. Kindly all of you observe. Creation and making of cinema. Good content cinema. They sat and listened to the subject. No, we have to go for something better. They sat, worked on the scripts for months, and then they made cinema. And Mr. AVM Kumaran never sat simply in the house and tell, make the cinema. At times he caught the camera and he worked as cinematographer also. He worked as a director also. That is, that is your affectionate Mr. AVM Shanmugam's father I am speaking about, AVM Kumaran sir. Leave it. Then comes AVM Shanmugam. He also did the same. He loved cinema. He started making cinema along with his father. So you are in the right place, in the right hands, taken care well, and they've started for the past how many, 8 years, 10 years? 8 years. For the 8 years they are running this great institution. That's what I said. You are gifted, honored, and privileged to be here because you're under their safe custody. So you should all, appreciate yourself and appreciate this great man, sir. Sir, I have come here today to speak about one youngster. This is a 16-year-old boy. The problem is, this is 16-year-old. Why I said he's a 16-year-old boy is just because they are very inquisitive. They never say enough is enough. இன்னும் வேணும் நான் பண்ணது பத்தாது இன்னும் வேணும் சொல்லிட்டு உங்கள் அப்பா சிவன் ஸ்டுடியோ சொல்லிட்டு மிஸ்டர் சிவன் I met his father many times. His father. Gem of a man. Humble. Again, he is more passionate of cinema. His father worked even in Chemmin. Father did stills, right? Yeah. Chemmin சொல்லி அன்னைக்கு அந்த காலத்தில் பெரிய ஒரு படம். Father did. Marcus Bertley did. And so very few people know about his father and how he started. Sir, now I will mention 10 films about Santosh's 10 films which I liked and which I want all of you to see. When you watch his films, don't watch there's one simple question which everyone has been asking every cameraman. Is the camera important or lens important? அப்பா அம்மா ரெண்டுமே தேவைங்க. அதனால் நமக்கு ஒன்றுமே இல்லைன்னு சொல்லி யாரும் பதில் சொல்ல முடியாது. But the person who's behind the camera is important. Director is a blind man. Script writer is only a கதை சொல்கிற narrator பின்னாடி நின்றுட்டு. Actors are only to stand in front of the camera and perform. நடிக்க கொடுத்தது நடிப்பாங்க. மியூசிக் டைரக்டர் என்ன ஃபிடில் வாசிப்பான், அவ்வளோதான். பாக்கி இவங்க எல்லாம் வேறு. பட் உங்ககிட்ட கொண்டு வருது, உங்கள் முன்னாடி கொண்டு வந்து சேர்க்கறது, உங்களுக்கு எல்லாம் சேர்ந்து ஒரு கண். இந்த கண் சொல்கிறதில்ல, 2 கண் சொல்கிறது சினிமாட்டோகிராஃபர். அவங்க மாத்திரம் கரெக்டாக இல்லைன்னா நீங்கள் எதுவுமே பார்க்கவும் முடியாது. So that is the most important. So kindly remember, cinematography is what you see is through their vision. And this person, I said he's a 16-year-old kid. Why? Because his passion. I've heard a lot about him. He's my friend, good friend. For years we have been friends. I've got a lot of things to learn from him. If you say that he has made so many films, every film says a different story. At times I feel annoyed and jealous because due to his photography I fell in love with a lot of heroines, you know. He makes those heroines so beautiful, I fall in love with those heroines. In case I'm doing this, how many of you would have fallen? That is why, because he finds the right frame. Everything belongs to a frame. When he sees, he does not see all of you like this. He sees the frame, the golden frame. That is restricted to few people who have got that devoted thought process where you can watch, the angle should be this, that, and one of them he's. Then இன்னொரு விஷயம் நான் சொல்ல, ஒரு 10 படம் எனக்கு பிடிச்ச படம், அவரது 10 படம் பேர் சொல்கிறேங்க. தயவுசெய்து நீங்கள் எல்லோரும் படம் பாருங்கள். படம் பார்க்குறது பெருசு இல்லை, அந்த படம் ஏன் நல்லா இருக்குன்னு கொஞ்சம் இன்னும் ஒரு வாட்டி திங்க் பண்ணுங்கள் தயவுசெய்து. பெருந்தச்சன் ஒரு படம் பண்ணியிருந்தார், பியூட்டிஃபுல் ஃபிலிம். தளபதி நீங்கள் ஒன்லி பாயிண்ட் ஆஃப் வியூ. ஐ வாஸ் ஜஸ்ட் சீயிங் தளபதி இன் அ டிஃப்ரெண்ட் பாயிண்ட் ஆஃப் வியூ. ரோஜா, காலாபானி, இருவர், தில்சே, terrorist, he made a film, a complete different type of film, terrorist, Vanaprastham, kindly see that. Ashoka, Ravan, Urmi. இவர் சினிமாட்டோகிராஃபி மாத்திரம் பண்ணாருன்னா நீங்கள் சொன்னீங்கன்னா ஓகே. இந்த ஆள் இன்னொரு கில்லாடி, இந்த படத்தில் நடிச்சிருக்காரு இவர். அது உங்களுக்கு தெரியுமா? தெரியாது. இஸ் அ வெரி குட் ஆக்டர். மகரமஞ்சு இல்லை, மகரமஞ்சு, he acted in that film also. It's about the great painter Ravi Verma. He acted. So why I am asking is kindly watch those films. Though he had done cinematography for around 45 films and done documentaries, or 45 documentaries, every film had to say something different. He had creativity, he had narrations to be told to people, he had different narrations, and the most important thing is, after watching every film we came back, everything remained in our mind is due to the golden frames he made. Sir, now we have come here to honor him for the recipient of Pure Angino Excellence Awards. Okay, I'll come to that. Before that, he did something great, sir, which every Indian, immediately I heard that news, I gave a call to him. ASC, first Indian to get into an ASC was him, sir. எவ்வளோ சினிமாட்டோகிராஃபர்ஸ் இருக்காங்க சார் இந்தியாவில், யாருமே கூப்பிட்டு ஆனர் பண்ணல சார். இந்த மனுஷனை கூப்பிட்டு பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. That is something very big, which many of us, never understand what is ASC. American Society of Cinematographers, the elite, the few men who understood that camera is a means to express what people desire. That what he could do it is very few. Among that elite few, the one Indian is still the only Indian, sir. So give a big hand for that. Santosh, I'm not here to just praise you, dear. I'm just coming here to say something which I felt. It's from my bottom of my heart. Next, Anjunu. What is Anjunu? They were in 1935 or the 40s they started. We had only block lenses. Remember, there was only block lenses. This, and in the block lens podo, to come over it, we had a trolley, we could move, and that's the way, that's the way we could, take our shootings. We had no other else. We had dollies, the crane, Mari dollies, only that. So, how to come out of it? There was a big argument. Oh shit. We have got only block lens. If we shoot panno, the angle we shoot panno, how will the crossover will take place? How can you move from this place to that place? In case, how? You have to cut shots. No shot podono. As a director, cinematographers, kella theriyum, ungalku ella theriyum. ஒரு க்ளோஸ் எடுத்துகிட்டு இருக்கோம். அடுத்ததுக்கு திருப்பி எங்கே போனோன்னா எப்படி போவோம்? திருப்பி ஒரு இன்சர்ட் போடுவோம், வேறு ஏதாவது இன்சர்ட் வைடு வந்துட்டு. அந்த டைமில் when they were struggling, this Angenu, this great people brought zoom, an intermediate, a mix-up between two lenses where you could take 50 mm, 25 mm to 250 mm. First they brought the mini pocket zooms. They brought. It's a transition. From one angle to another angle, they brought this transition. So they are also really great. If not for zooms, all of us would have suffered. And such is Angeno. So kindly give them also a big hand. Thank you. Big hand. That is what, ஏன்னா ஒரு ஆள் அவங்க Angeno zoom கொடுத்துட்டாங்கன்னு, what nobody could do, they created Angeno. And now what Angeno has done, they have given the award. They started this award from 2013, I think so. 2013 or 14, they started at Cannes. And 13. And then what happened is, they have given this Angeno award to a person who understands the spelling, the understanding, how to be used when you have a block lens and another block lens, how to traverse from this shot to another shot, only to people who have understood that, that movement, only to those people they have given this award. Out of that, he is one of the few privileged people to get that award. So kindly give him a big hand there. நான் இன்னும் படிச்சிட்ருக்கேன். நான் இன்னும் எல்கேஜியில் இருக்கேன். அதில் நிறையா இப்போ 93 படம் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். நான் ஃபஸ்ட் ஐ ஸ்டார்டட் மை லைஃப் வித் சினிமாட்டோகிராஃபி அட் த ஏஜ் ஆஃப் 14 years. ஐ டிட் மை எங்கள் அப்பா என்ன இப்போ ஷூட்டிங் நடக்க போகுது, சினிமாட்டோகிராஃபர் பழைய டிடி பிரசாத் அவர் உடம்பு சரியில்லாமல் இருக்க போகுது. சடனாக ஷூட்டிங் கேன்சல் பண்ண சொன்னாங்க. வேண்டாம், நான் எடுக்கிறேன். அப்போ எல்லாம் திட்டாங்க. பெரிய சார் இருந்தார், விஜயகாந்த் இருந்தார். அப்போ சொன்னேன், வரல என்ன மூஞ்சி. நான் சொன்னேன், மூஞ்சி அப்படி வரும், அவ்வளோதான், அதுக்கு மேலே ஒன்றும் சொல்லியாது. நீ நடித்தா வரும், வரலைன்னா வராது, அவ்வளோதான் அப்படி சொல்லிட்டு. ஏன் அப்படி தான் ஐ ஸ்டார்டட் மை லைஃப். பட் what I want to tell you is, every person here, you could be studying script, acting, direction, editing, anything. Whatever you do, one of the most important elements is cinematography. Is eyes. கண் இல்லாமல் ஒன்றுமே பண்ண முடியாது. And they are the vision. And especially Santosh had a great vision. Let us not stop here. He will get much bigger awards. I hope in the years to come he gets an Oscar and he gets bigger awards. And as Film Federation of India and South Indian Film Chamber of Commerce, we will always be behind you. We will support you and we'll support every single individual who is sitting here to become big. Follow their footsteps. Kindly learn what he has done. அவங்க படம் பார்க்கும்போது தயவுசெய்து ஒரு படம் 3-4 வாட்டி பார்க்கணும். இன்னும் ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு விஷயம் எப்பவுமே சொல்லிடுறேன், எல்லா குழந்தைங்களா கேட்டுங்க. பேரலல் சினிமா இல்லை குழந்தைங்களா, கமர்ஷியல் சினிமா சொல்கிறது இல்லை குழந்தைங்களா. சினிமாவில் ஃபைட் இருக்குது, சினிமாவில் ஃபைட் இல்லை, அவ்வளோதான். இதான் 2 விஷயம், அவ்வளோதான். ஸோ திங்க் சினிமா இஸ் சினிமா அண்ட் வாட்ச் சினிமா இஸ் சினிமா. Enjoy cinema, love cinema, learn from great stalwarts. You're studying in a great institution. Thank him, thank cinema. You will be successful, victorious, and I'll see soon, one among you also on the stage. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. திரு செவிலோ ராஜா அவர்களை மேடைக்கு வருமாறு அன்போடு அழைக்கிறேன். ஒளிப்பதிவாளர் இயக்குனர் செலியன் அவர்களுக்கு பொன்னாடை அணிந்து கௌரவிக்குமாறு கல்லூரியின் முதல்வர் முனைவர் என் பூமா அவர்களை அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறோம். திரு செவிலோ ராஜா ஜாயின்ட் செக்ரட்டரி சீகா அவர்களுக்கு பொன்னாடை அணிவித்து கௌரவிக்குமாறு கல்லூரி முதல்வர் அவர்களை கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். ஒளிப்பதிவாளர் இயக்குனர் திரு செலியன் அவர்களை ஓரிரு வார்த்தை பேசுமாறு அன்போடு அழைக்கிறோம்.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். ரொம்ப பெருமைக்குரிய இந்த மேடையில் நான் இருக்கேங்கிறத ரொம்ப மகிழ்ச்சியோட எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கத்தை தெரிவிச்சுக்கிறேன். ஒரு முக்கியமான விஷயம் என்னென்னா, இப்போ சந்தோஷ் சாரை பற்றி சொல்லணும் அப்படின்னா, சினிமாட்டோகிராஃபர் நாங்கள்லாம் ஆரம்பிக்கும்போது அவர் எங்களுக்கெல்லாம் பெரிய இன்ஸ்பிரேஷன். அவர் டைரக்டரும் கூடங்கனால நான் டைரக்டர் ஆகும்போது அவரோட ஒர்க்ஸ் எல்லாம் எனக்கு இன்னொரு வகையில் பெரிய இன்ஸ்பிரேஷனாக இருந்தது. நீங்கள் சாரோட ஒர்க்கை பற்றி பார்க்கும்போது நான் எப்படி பார்ப்பேன் அப்படின்னா, அவர் ஒர்க் பண்ண படங்கள், சினிமாட்டோகிராஃபி பண்ண படங்கள் நான் சவுண்டோடு பார்க்க மாட்டேன், மியூட் பண்ணிடுவேன். ஷார்ட் பை ஷார்ட், ஃப்ரேம் பை ஃப்ரேம், சீன் பை சீன், ஒவ்வொரு படத்தையும் நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு சீனே நீங்கள் ஒரு நாள் கற்றுக்கிற முடியும். எப்படி லைட் பண்ணியிருக்காரு, அந்த கூல் லைட்டையும் வார்ம் லைட்டையும் எப்படி மிக்ஸ் பண்ணியிருக்காரு, நீங்கள் கவனித்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அதுக்குள்ளே ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு மியூசிக் இருக்கிறத நம்ம ஃபீல் பண்ண முடியும், ஈவன் சவுண்ட் இல்லாமல் இருந்தால் கூட. ஸோ ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸாக நீங்கள் அதை முக்கியமாக நீங்கள் கவனித்து பார்க்கணும். அப்புறம் இங்கே இந்த அவார்டுக்காக இவ்வளோ ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷன் நம்ம வச்சுருக்கோம். அந்த அவார்டு என்னங்கிறத தயவு செஞ்சு நீங்கள் கூகுள் பண்ணி பாருங்கள். உலகத்தில் யாருக்கெல்லாம் அந்த அவார்டு கொடுத்துருக்காங்கன்னு பாருங்கள். அப்போ சார் வந்து எவ்வளோ பெரிய ஆளுன்னு உங்களுக்கு தெரியும். இவ்வளோ பெரிய மாஸ்டர் கூட நான் இருக்கிறத ரொம்ப பெருமையாக நினைக்கிறேன். நன்றி.
தேங்க்யூ சார். இந்த நிகழ்வை மேலும் சுவாரஸ்யமாக மாற்ற ஒளிப்பதிவாளர் ஆசிரியர் திரு CJ ராஜ்குமார் அவர்களை பத்மஸ்ரீ சந்தோஷ் சிவன் அவர்களுடன் சேர்ந்து நிகழ்ச்சியை சிறப்பிக்குமாறு அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன்.
been my master, sir. Your images is my teacher, sir. You have put Indian cinema proud many times, sir. This time is very big. 80 European cinematographers were there with you at Cannes 2024 for Peri Anjanek's Awards, sir. They witnessed your visual. It was projected at the theatre there. How did they see the visual and how did they react, sir?
Actually, I would have loved to speak in Tamil, but Manirathan told me don't kill the language, so I am not speaking Tamil. Okay. Actually, visuals, one good thing about being a visual artist is that it has no language, only one language. So, language is not important, whether it is in Malayalam or Tamil or whichever. It connects to people, which is a big advantage that all of you have actually. So I think, and also we from India actually have a very specific quality of having very beautiful cultures we have, you know, art forms and musical forms. So we have that kind of a sensibility, which is also in your images. That sensibility is not there in a foreign cinematographer. Okay. Just like Indian music is different from Western music, I think that's so. We as individuals should cherish and learn more from our roots, our culture. Then others will find you more interesting than imitating those by looking at YouTube and all that stuff. So then imitating those is secondary. What is your culture is what you have to embrace.
So, your images represent the Indian culture. So
Yeah,
that
very
is
much, very much.
That is the one much fascinating for them.
Yeah, they don't appreciate someone who is imitating them. They want to see what is the new you can bring in. See, when you ask, okay, what do you do for as a cinematographer? What do you do? How did you learn? Like, it might be interesting for these people to know.
Yes, sir.
Initially, I used to sketch.
Okay, sir.
Because my grandmother used to teach painting in the palace. So when you sketch, you have to observe a face. You can't simply take, like taking with the phone, you have to observe. Okay. So slowly, without realizing, you will start observing. So I think everyone should, even in the Film Institute in Pune, we will sit and draw a chair, so you'll know how. If you draw a chair, you know where the shadow is falling. You know everything. So when you draw a face, you know what is right. Maybe the nose is not so great. You think that the nose is wrong. Then you realize that nothing is perfect, you know. So when you study a face like that, and when you shoot a Karina or a Madhubala, you know the face extremely well. So when you shoot, you will naturally go for the best angles. So the people who you shoot, even Vijay for that matter in Tupaki, he has always told me to shoot his films. Of course, I didn't shoot any film after that with him. Yes. But the fact is, he himself feels that there's someone looking at my face in a very different way. Or Rajini sir in Dalbadi, like that. So it is important to sketch and to understand and study people before you simply go and shoot. It's like doing research on someone. So you just take pictures or just see the faces and see what is good and what is bad. So we have to really involve ourselves. When I was in the Film Institute, when I was studying in Pune,
okay, sir.
I used to take 5 pictures every day in my room.
Okay, sir.
It should be one subject. Okay. So,
single subject.
One subject, 5 pictures. After some time, there's nothing to shoot. So a hair on the floor might be interesting then.
Super.
So you will start to see more into it. So as students here, I will say that of course they must be having their own what do you call various things they have to do, this film, that film. But I think as students, what they should actually do is, which I'm also telling it to the, I'll talk to him also. They should make a 3-minute film on their phone.
On their phone, okay, sir.
Every week.
Every week, okay, sir.
And at the end of their 3 years, they should have big volume of work to showcase how they feel and how they do. And they should not try to impress anyone. They should do it for themselves. And not any subject they like, wherever they want, whatever they want. They can even make it on their shadow. You know, what their shadow does all this time. So it can be anything. But then they will get a feel of storytelling. Because like someone told, like Stanley Kubrick told, that the best way to learn filmmaking is by making a film. So use the phone and try to do every week something amazing should happen. You know, then you're on track to do greater things. Because see, I had a friend who's doing wildlife.
Wildlife, yes, sir.
Alphonse.
Alphonse, yes, sir.
Now the problem with Alphonse is that when I take a picture of you, I get a reaction from you, no?
Yes, sir.
For him, the tiger is not reacting to him. So he has no clue. He has not understood another side of it. No. So I think that as filmmakers and as people who have come here, you should grow like a tree. That means you have to grow your roots deep into culture and everything. And then the tree will reach into the skies and have flowers. And so it should grow both ways. It can't just be learning something here and doing anything. Then you are purely imitating. You have to create to make yourself interesting to the rest of the world. So I would say that they should all now take it up as a challenge and do these 3-minute films or 5 minutes films. And I will tell the general manager here, I'll tell them to give a prize for that, maybe. Yeah. Or I myself will give a prize for the best.
Thank you so much. Okay. That will be a great prize, sir. Sir, the Western cinematographers, they were so much influenced by Subhatra Mitra.
Yeah.
After so many years, they are looking up to you, sir. What happened in between, sir? There have been good volume of work, but what happened in between for Indian cinematography?
Subrata is someone I have also learned from his work, actually. His work, what I like is that it is timeless. In fact, as a tribute to him, I shot a film called Iruvar. It is actually a tribute to him because the kind of lensing, everything is very similar, except that there's a lot of movement in Iruvar. But it was a tribute to him. I don't know what happened or anything, but I think these people, basically, when I went to American Society, I was supposed to give a lecture. And there I learned that the main reason that they actually invited me to be a member is because I was doing things that were not like theirs. In India, we will praise someone by telling, it look like your work is like from Hollywood.
Hollywood, yes.
Yeah, but that's stupid because I think you should have your own thing. We should have our own style. We should be very Indian thing because we are broad. We have to celebrate it. If we don't celebrate it, who will celebrate? You know, that's.
So, being Indian colors are more vibrant. How do the Western people look at the colors of our?
Actually,
through your work.
Actually, true. They love it because they have not seen anything. Because we do decorative art, and they have not seen pretty faces like Ash and all these people, and so they have, and also those beautiful, elegant dancers and things like that. So they are very curious. You know, they really admire that. In fact, I learned a lot of about colors from doing a film called Meenakshi. Which was directed by M.F. Hussain,
yes,
who has this great sense of colors. Okay, so we have to learn from everyone. And then he used to tell me that he celebrates Indian colors, the way we do colors. Like if you see Tamil Nadu, they love yellow so much. You all sing as yellow, yeah. So okay, they all love yellow, and so. It has these things, you know. So if you travel to Bengal, there's a little lesser voltage, you know, everything.
More, yes,
even the films are like that, you know, a little low light
yes,
types. So everything actually affects as to what you see, actually.
So what is your philosophy of light and shadows? You once told me about that Arunachal Pradesh, they used to dig the dog deep inside. Can you share that trivia, sir?
Actually, after I finished my film institute, I thought I was a genius, okay? Because you think after finishing, like FTI those days, you think that you are someone very, very genius types. Most of them think like that. Nothing wrong in it or right in it. So I came back and told some director that I want to shoot your films. So he asked me, what have you done? I said, I have not done anything. I have studied film institute. So then someone told that you have to go and assist for 5 years. Then only you can become a cinematographer.
Yes.
But I didn't think that, I didn't see myself assisting someone. Because you feel that you know everything, at that age and you're not experienced, so you think so. So I decided to, but I had also had the advantage of learning photochemistry in Kodak. So I could make big prints like this. So I knew photography. So I found a job with the Christian missionaries who wanted me to go to schools and shoot things. And also with Vivekananda Kendra, who also wanted me to go to Balwadis around Nagarkoil area and shoot their children giving meals so that they could get donation from Tata and all that stuff. Then they thought that I was that I was really good at this. So they asked me whether I would like to teach children photography. So I said yes. So they said, okay, you have to go to Arunachal Pradesh. So that time Arunachal Pradesh sounded like next to Andhra Pradesh. I didn't have any idea. You have to go 9 days travel near the Himalayan foothills next to China border. Very cold. The people there all dressed in bear skin. And they all look at you as if you're some alien creature. And the people there, if you can't speak their language, think you're an idiot. So you landed up there. And the school I went to was even weirder. It was only a 2-acre school and fully fenced because of wild animals, tigers and elephants and all, very common. And the students all were short and they had swords, all very, because of wild animals, the students were...
They are well equipped.
So like people have mobile phones here, they all had swords. Okay, it was like that. And they actually made Mahatma Gandhi like them. Short, big muscles, legs, shoulder muscles and all that. So I told them that Mahatma Gandhi was a non-violent guy. He was not like this. And why is his hand is raised with a stick? He used it for walking. He didn't raise it like that. Then they told, no, sir. He raised a stick and the British people ran away. So they had their own way of...
perception.
Because they are all very violent people. They don't understand non-violence and all that. So when the dog died, I went with them to the forest. Deep into the forest under a very tall tree, they dug very deep. Then they're not stopping. 8 feet also they're not stopping. So I was...
For a dog, sir.
I was very worried because it's getting dark and all kinds of sounds are happening. So it's not very safe also. Then I asked them. Then they said we have to see the roots. Then only the dog will become the flower. So, and then according to their belief, everything that has life and mystery should have a blend of darkness and light.
Oh, great.
So it is just like your images. So whenever I light up, I try to see if my image has a blend of darkness and light, will it make sense? Does it have life? Does it have mystery? So I light thinking like that. So I think of all these things. Then only you have the flower, you feel, okay. So I've learned these things which no one in the institute teaches you, but these are very interesting things. And so I try to create images like that. But for them, everything that has life should have darkness and mystery. Even you have so much darkness and so much mystery because no one knows you fully. Only you yourself know like that. Another thing I learned from there is after this whole episode is over and we are returning, in the middle of the forest, suddenly they all surround me with swords and they have drawn out their swords and they're whispering. So I asked what is happening. Then they said there are two tiger prints. And it's all very tall grass, so you can't see any tiger. But I am thinking that tiger must be thinking very good South Indian dinner coming up. I am thinking maybe something like that. So I asked him, Abang, what will you do if you see a tiger? I have to do something, no? Then they said, we will run very fast and climb the tall tree very fast. There's no way you can run so fast and climb tall tree very fast. So I said, Appa, I don't know how to climb a tree like you people do and not run so fast also. So what will I do? Then he looked at me very confidently and said, no problem, sir. You see tiger, you learn everything very fast. So you don't have to worry about anything. It is like that. When you approach something and if you fully... if the tiger is behind you, you will do anything fast. You will do it well. So there's nothing that you can't do, and it's only your fault if you keep postponing it to tomorrow. Yeah.
Sir, in your films, monsoon plays a very important role, sir, throughout your career. Yes, that is each and every film, some different monsoon is representing. That is because you're an extensive traveler, or you want monsoon to be a part of your film. Why?
Actually, it's a very good observation. But the fact is that I am from Kerala. There's a pond, there's a river, there's a sea. So I've grown up with all this. And also, you have all these Kathakali padams, like poems, which talk about water behaving like the human mind. So I've made 2 films with Ashoka also, his character is like that. A terrorist also, her character is like that. So like the human mind can sometimes be static like a pond. Sometimes it can just be a little dribble. Sometimes it can come like a waterfall. So it can change, just like water, we can also change into so much. So I think it is very interesting to use it as a metaphor for how humans think and behave. So I try to actually embrace such thoughts that nature has given me, like that.
So you are always very daring in experimenting things.
Yeah, I think, if you don't experiment, there's an old saying which says, no guts, no glory, So the idea is to learn everything the right way, then you should learn everything the right before you break it. Yeah, you learn everything, then you break everything, and then you do it your own way. It doesn't matter. You have to take risks. If you have to really do something interesting, you have to take risks, actually.
Sir, coming to the breaking the rules, how to break the rules? What is your approach towards breaking the rules?
Breaking the rules merely means that you can't make it a formula and do the same thing again and again. So don't make anything a formula just because 10 people liked it. Doesn't mean that you have to do it again. I have a lot of people who come and tell me, sir, do this shot like you did in Roja or in Dalbadi. So you want something else, I've done 6 films for Maniratnam and all 6 films are different. All of them are very different. So you try to do something that you respect the film and you want every frame of that film to belong to that film. Not like different film,
So coming to Perindachan, it had a warm tone, warm colors. Dalapati also had the same warm tone. But the things were entirely different. How you are able to differentiate Perindachan and Dalapati, sir, in terms of cinematography?
No, both are very different. Perindachan was a more elite kind of photography. Dalapati was a little more commercial in its treatment, actually. Both had reasons for having that look, actually. Dalapati, of course, because it is a story of Karna and all that. And Perindachan because it was a film which actually the writer, M.T. Vasadena, told me, Santosh, there's nothing much to do in this film. It is a chamber film. It's only people talking. And there are no landscapes, one house, that's all. So I told I will treat the faces like landscapes. And finally, when I won a national award for that film, then he told me, Santosh, I know why you said like that. Thank you. And he actually, I did a film with him recently, a film he wrote, I directed a web series which is coming on Z, I think, on his stories. So I think it's up to you how you face anything. It can be anything. So it can be, see, one of the most interesting films you can make with the phone is for the students is your mom. What all she does. I mean, amazing. It can be the most funny film and it will be very interesting. And also these films are very interesting, especially for students here. If they make an interesting film, there are student film festivals, like Cannes had. You can apply all this in Cannes. So these films, even if it's on phone, doesn't matter. 4K phone is fine. These films can go make an impact in short films. The earlier you get people to see the films and appreciate it, and you get the feedback, the better for you as students, because that will propel you. When I was very young, I used to take stills and get it published in the newspaper. So it became a big thing for you to take a picture. I'm talking about when I was 15 years old. So it is very interesting to do because the feedback is very important. When you take something and someone sees it and you get a response, whether it's a institute or anything, that is very important for a filmmaker, I think.
So now, today the problem with the digital cinematography is lot of cameras, lot of lights, lot of applications are pouring in. What is your advice? How cinematographers or students can plan their approach, sir?
That's what I was telling, I told them to use the phone. Okay, sir. What I mean to say is that don't worry too much about this equipment. When you point the finger at the moon, look at the moon, not the finger. So forget, phone is enough. It is anything that is in your hand is the best camera. That's what I feel. I shoot with all cameras.
Yes, sir.
So I am not very particular going after a particular brand. I think every brand has some kind of advantage. But when you drive a car, it doesn't matter whether it's a Mercedes or a BMW, it's just names. They all do the same thing. So you don't think too much. I think you should use whichever camera is handy right at that moment. And then understand it.
Okay.
And you should understand if you're shooting on your phone, understand the limitation and the plus point. The plus point is that it's available all the time.
So your movies, extreme close-ups are very much special, sir. It's like a trademark. Most of every film, you go for very extreme close-ups. What is the philosophy behind going so much of extreme close-ups, sir?
I sometimes feel that when you shoot the sea, for me it's very important to shoot a dewdrop. So it is like that. So that is the difference actually. So whenever you shoot very large landscapes, I also want to shoot the minute ones because I find macro photography fantastically interesting actually.
Does it challenge you regarding lighting and scene arrangement?
Actually, most of the time, because I do documentaries, I experiment with these. And in documentaries, you don't have any special equipment or anything. You just rely mostly on natural light. But it is challenging to actually better yourself because sometimes you can get amazing visuals. And most of the time, these visuals might be a metaphor. It can be a metaphor.
So today, lot of formats are coming in, sir. There is one you are doing a 3D film, IMAX. So how you see the future, sir?
The future will get bigger, I think. Yeah, because when I went to Cannes, they had this huge big screen on the beach, which shows all the old classics free of charge at night.
Okay.
Yeah. And now the same film can be seen on TV also in the homes. But this because human beings like to gather. They hunt in a group and they like to be in a group. So when they want to see a film, they would like to see it in a group. So if the films are like that, which can be enjoyed in a group, much better. If you make something which requires a lot of thinking and silence, maybe it need not go into the theater. It can be OTT thing where you can enjoy it actually. Yeah. But if you want to have a big event kind of a thing, then it has to have that kind of a film.
Sir, in the gathering today, most of them, almost everybody are your fans.
No.
I like to invite Chilean cinematographer to have one question for you, sir.
So how to decide your frame? Decide your frame.
I think for every film, before the film, you will start thinking of frames that will belong to that film only. You know, we try to think it as a, because I actually try to see it like music, you know. For me, light and shadow is a melody, camera movement and texture is the, and lensing and all that is the rhythm. So if both of them are in sync, then I'm fine. So that's how I try to do it.
Thank you.
Civilo Raja, sir.
சார் உங்கள் படத்தை நான் ஃபஸ்ட்டு பெருந்தச்சனை வந்து ஃபிலிம் இன்ஸ்டியூட்டில் படிக்கும்போது பார்த்துருக்கேன். ஸோ அப்போவே பார்த்து ரொம்ப பிரம்மாண்டமான படம், ரொம்ப லைக் பண்ணி பார்த்த படம். ஸோ அந்த பெருந்தச்சன் நான் இன்ஸ்டியூட்டில் 91 படிக்கும்போது நான் பார்த்தாங்க. ஸோ அப்போவே எங்களுக்கு அது ஒரு மாஸ்டர் கிளாஸ் மாதிரி போட்டு காட்டினாங்க. ஸோ ரொம்ப பிரமாதமாக இருந்தது. ஸோ அந்த படத்துலேருந்து இப்போ அப்டேட் பண்ணுற வரைக்கும் உங்களோட ஃபோட்டோகிராஃபி டிஃப்ரென்சியேஷன் நீங்கள் எப்படி நினைக்கிறீங்க? அதான் ஸோ உங்கள் ஃபஸ்ட்டு படத்துலேருந்து.
See, when I did Perindachan, there was very little resource. There was just a camera and a lens and some lights. Filters we used to buy from the local shop and adjust the color so that it looked like an 85 to create all the lamp light. So it was very difficult. Now it has become digital. Digital is very scientific, whereas film used to be have the magic of photochemistry, and it has live grains, which our digital doesn't have. I actually like film much better, but today it's all become digital because of this big freedom given for VFX to enter your frames. So you are no longer in total control of the image when it comes to big mass films, you know. So most cinematographers are dying to do films without any VFX and things like that. I had a few of my friends who, all big people actually, coming and telling me that they don't want to do this film, they don't want to do that film. And today you have this problem where actors are even preferring to have head replaced and someone else doing action. You know? So things have become little dicey. So I don't know how far it can go, but it can go very far because the way we are all advancing is so interesting that artificial intelligence has taken over a lot. But always human mind is more interesting, so there's always will be a place for that. But see, everything in nature has survived because it has adapted. So we also have to adapt if you have to survive. Yeah. Thank you.
Sir, today's most of the images point of view, not only in India, past 10 years, almost all cinematographers' images seems to be the same. Only the title card is different, sir. What's the problem you see?
I think it's a very interesting point that you said. I think that is happening because most of them are inspired from what is happening in social media. So most of them have reference, those are the references. That's why I said before that if you go back to your culture and start reinventing yourself and do less of imitations, then you come up with something new. So I think that you're right when you say, because everything looks same actually. Yes. Because they all go through a very, there are sandwich shops in UK which is made so correctly and everything is same.
Okay.
And it's very standard.
Standard.
And everyone wants that. No one wants fresh food. They only want something that they can break open the cover and eat. Children, So I think we have to do our stuff when we shoot something. It has to be organic. Yeah. So I am going to give a prize for this telephone thing. Okay.
Okay, definitely, sir.
1 week.
Yeah. Sir, your father was a great photographer, cinematographer. He has won national award, most Kerala state award. What is the important lesson you learned from your father, sir?
Actually, all the lessons I learned are only from my father, especially in this. So I used to accompany him in travels. I was very young, 10, 12 years old. I used to go with him because I liked the idea of traveling and seeing new places and getting new experiences, which is very good because when you travel only, you get first-hand experience. Otherwise, education becomes like a student's year. It's only what you learn here and what is shown. But learning, traveling gives you new experiences and new ways of looking at things. In fact, I've made a lot of films. I've made, which when I went with my dad to Wayanad, I used to wonder who made these roads. So he said foreigners made these roads. But there are no foreigners now. Then either they have all gone. So I made a film called Before the Rains.
Before the Rains, yes, sir.
About the building a road and all that. So I think sometimes those are very important, actually. I made a film for my grandmom, who used to teach me painting, called Anandabhadram, which is like a grandmother's story. So I think whatever you feel that way, all my children's films are stories I learned in school, most of them. So I think it is interesting to go back because then you feel some inner thing coming out to make it, actually.
Sir, Chaya Chaya song in Dil Se, it was really stunning the way the movie travels with the train. There have been a lot of things happen in train, like Sholay fight sequences. But in Dil Se, it was very different. And I heard it was something like it is from you told me that it is from your childhood memory.
Actually, we shot the train sequence in Iruvar with in the song Mohanlal just running on top of a train, one shot. Then me and Mani wanted to do one on train song. So we have traveled quite a few times to different places. We have gone to Pathankote with snow hills to see which train is most important, Because we always try to find out why we want to do this before we think of when and how. So Mani and me used to discuss a lot of time, and then we realized that if you have to create a nostalgia, then the train has to go through tunnels, because as children we only remember tunnels and trains. So we wanted all that. So we shot in where we shot Ooty, like that. So I think sometimes it's very interesting to drool over an idea for some time. So you realize you can't have a very fast train. Then you realize that if you cut shutter, you can make it look like it's going faster. Things like that, you start experimenting, actually. And Shahrukh is always telling me, Santa, I can see the camera move very much. Will we all be all right? Like that, So these kind of things happen, actually.
I think that time you are first to use Akela crane, no, sir? For that song?
Yeah, Akela we use, but it is very difficult to use those cranes because of mobility. And we are shooting a train, so we have to keep going. So we just place it at one place, just took one shot, and then we carried on. Because we shot that film, a song in 2 days, actually.
Oh.
Because they can't go and take a break. The train is going now. The train is moving, so no one wants to go anywhere. They all have to be on the train, so shoot. So, and in the evening we should go and shoot the railway station scene.
Sequence, okay, sir. Students, anybody want to pose a question for sir?
Very quiet students, actually.
ஹாய் சார். சார் எனக்கு வந்து நீங்கள் ஸ்க்ரீன் ப்ளே ரைட்டரா, இப்போது நீங்கள் ஸ்க்ரீன் ப்ளே எழுதும்போதே இந்த ஷாட் இப்படி தான் வரப்போகுதுன்னு அங்கேயே டிசைட் பண்ணிடுவீங்களா, இல்லை அந்த ப்ராசஸ் எப்படி நடக்கும்?
No. I think when you write a screenplay, you just write your screenplay. After that, slowly we will realize, okay, where are we going to shoot it? Which is the best place? How can this ambience help the scene? Do you think we should have rain in the scene? Or how it can help? So we'll have a discussion and then we decide how to do it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. He was the one who was introducing all of us. Only he speaks in this.
சார்.
Yeah.
சார், தளபதி வந்து ஃபிலிமில் ஷூட் பண்ணியிருப்பீங்க, அந்த லைட்டிங் வந்து நேச்சுரலாக இருந்துச்சு. இப்போ ரெண்டாவது வந்து தர்பார் ஷூட் பண்ணியிருப்பீங்க, அது வந்து டிஜிட்டலில் இருந்துச்சு. இப்போ இது ரெண்டுத்துக்கும் வந்து லைட்டிங் டிஃப்ரென்ஸ் வருது சார். அந்த ஃபிலிம் வந்து நேச்சுரலாக இருந்த மாதிரி இருந்துச்சு லைட், இது வந்து எக்ஸ்ட்ரா நம்ம ஆர்டிஃபிஷியலாக இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்குது சார் தர்பார் லைட்டிங்.
There's a lot of difference. First and foremost, Rajini sir became older. Yeah. Much older, yeah. And he is acting with Nainitara, who is suddenly become like one fair-skinned American, white and glowing. And it's a love sequence. So naturally your lighting has to change to make him look as interesting enough to romance her. So you have to do a lot of artificial lighting to get away from there. So it is a different thing altogether. And being digital, see, the sensibility remains the same. The format changes. So digital now today it is very interesting because when we are shooting Dalpati and all that, the grading was not done like they do now, DI. You know, the difference is that you have to just do very general grading in when it was film, and now you can go into the painting and grade inside. Before that, you can't do all that. So digital have that big advantage of making it very different and having a lot of control during post, which without DI you never had those days. And also, when I was talking about head replacement and all that, the fight and all, it is not Rajini sir fighting. It is someone else fighting, and we have replaced the head and all that. So many different things are happening. Even in Indian too and all that, a lot of head replacement is happening. Yeah.
ஹாய் சார். சார், நீங்கள் வந்து ஒரு ஃபைட் சீக்வன்ஸ் இப்போ ரஜினி சாருக்கு சொன்னீங்க, நிறைய பேர் வந்து அந்த சீக்வன்ஸ்லாமே வேற ஒருத்தர் ஃபைட் பண்ணுவாங்கன்ற மாதிரி. அந்த மாதிரி டைமில் உங்களை சினிமாட்டோகிராஃபி எந்த மாதிரி டஃப்னஸ் இருக்கும், லைக் அதுக்கு என்னென்னலாம் ட்ரிக்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணுவீங்க, அதெல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுவாங்க.
இல்லை, நம்ம நார்மலாக லைட் பண்ணுவார். நம்ம எப்படி லைட் பண்ணணும்னு நினச்சோ அந்த மாதிரி லைட் பண்ணுவார். ப்ராப்ளம் இஸ் நம்ம இந்த ஹெட் ரீப்ளேஸ்மெண்ட் லைட்டிங் பண்ணும்போது சிமிலர் லைட்டிங் இருக்கணும் இல்லையா, அதுதான் மேட்ச் பண்ணுவார். அப்போ அந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் இருக்குது. ரொம்ப டிஃபிகல்ட் தானே ஆக்சுவலி. இட்ஸ் நாட் ஒரு ஆர்கானிக் இல்லை. எல்லாமே இப்போ ப்ரெசன்ட் டேயில் இந்த மாதிரி ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ் இருக்கிறதுனால இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் பண்ணுது. அப்போ நம்ம அடாப்ட் பண்ணுறோம். அதுக்கெல்லாம் வேறு ஒன்றுமே இருக்காது.
Sundar sir. Yes, please.
Sir, your masterpiece is Irvar. Actually, I feel that. And you are shot it to 30 FM format that time and use lot of wide angle lenses, deep focus technique. Is there anything related to the script? You did that or?
Yeah. We decided that, like I said, that it was supposed to be a tribute to Subrata Mitra and Satyajit and all that. Even for Maniratnam, it was very much a tribute kind of film. So you're making a period film. MGR time. Those days, it was this format. The format was very similar. So by bringing in this format, instead of making the image more tinted with yellow or something to make it look like period, we are trying to change the format itself to make it into that. And because also it was important that time because Mani Ratnam wanted the film to have a kind of an honesty that a documentary has. So the camera will pan from here and come and see. So it's not like cut from here to this somewhere else. Yeah, moments. So it's like real time, like a documentary kind of a thing. So all these things combined together, and the deep focus kind of frames are the ones that they used a lot that time. Yeah, and also it is interesting when you use wide angle lens. With that, within that format, you can frame it very differently, which you won't get that kind of frames in today's films. The kind of frames that you can get in a square format is very different from what you are having now. Yeah, and I am someone who learned photography looking through a Rolleiflex camera, which is a square format. So for me, that frame is, I'm very familiar with those kind of frames. So here was an opportunity to extend interest in compositions, which I think you can see when you see the film. You feel that it is rich like that. Yeah. Actually, so shooting there was good, and actually Maniratnam would laugh at me because if there was some dirt in the snow, I would put fresh snow on that. But it was only snow is easy. Even the trailer you saw is all full of snow. Only problem is -14 is a very difficult time to shoot on that. Yeah. It is not an easy thing for. So I think -14 and all is. In fact, when we shot Roja, all these girls who came to dance for it from Chennai, when they were there, they were very happy and they're throwing snowballs at each other. But in the evening, when things started getting very cold, we had to rush people to hospital. It is like that. So they got paranoid, you know. And as it is, all those places are called graveyard and all that. Because when the Nepali people came to make the roads, a lot of them had illegal children and they were all buried there and all that. Very complicated stories, actually. Yeah.
Sir, last question, sir. Yeah. That is your film Terrorist, which is made in a very shoestring budget. That went on to grab international attention. Yeah. The great actor John Malkovich promoted your film. Yeah. Many world cinematographers were stunned by your imagery, sir. Yeah. That film imagery, you are using shallow backgrounds completely for storytelling. What inspired you to make Terrorist? Second question, the technique of that completely putting the background in the shallow, what was the philosophy, sir?
Okay. So I wanted to make this film. Okay, the subject is very interesting for me, so I thought it was the subject I discussed with my doctor friend when we were stranded after Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated. And there was a lot of strike. And we were stranded together. He is now in America. So we were discussing, and then we can't believe someone can come and commit suicide like that. So I wondered what could have made her not commit suicide. That's how the story began. Then I thought, supposing next to that person, her mother was there, she won't commit suicide, but it's not possible. So then I thought, what if she suddenly realizes that she is pregnant? Then she won't do it, maybe. You know? So that is the idea. That is there. Then no one wants to make a heroine-oriented story. In fact, that time my driver, when he saw the film, he's from Tamil Nadu. He said, "What kind of film have you made? There's no hero. After interval, the film is over. No songs," like that. So it's not a theatre film that way. So that time also I knew that it can only be a festival film. But I wanted to make such a film. And I wanted to shoot in rain. And I wanted it for too many reasons. One is that during the rain, the dust settles. So your image becomes much better. A very good example is if anyone shoots in Ooty and shoots here, they'll both look very different. That's because there's less dust and atmosphere is cleaner there. So that is because I want to actually didn't want to be embarrassed by saying that, oh, we are a third world country. I wanted visuals to match their standard. So I processed it just after I shot. I shot in the rain so that the dust is not there. Then I made the lenses, macro lenses I used quite a bit to make the shallow focus. Because shallow focus I decided I'll do because when I do shallow focus, I can increase the scale of the film by sounds, which is not there in the frame. And I can, suddenly with shallow focus, I can create as if there are hundreds of people, but there are actually only 3-4 people. That I can do. That's why the shallow focus. And then I did the film like a painting. That is, start at the top so that everyone learns everything from him. In fact, I was making that film and assisting me were Vishnu Vardhan, who is director now. He was acting also that time. And Anu was Anu was assistant director. She does costumes now. So it was a teaching exercise also, like start from here and do. The film, of course, was the first film in Sundance, Indian film. Then, of course, in Cairo, it won lots of awards, and John Malkovich saw it there and decided to release it and all this stuff. It also got it was nominated for Independent Spirits Award, which is very big in America. So there I went and I met a lot of people actually. So I think when you make a film which is experimental, you can't ask someone for money and experiment, no. If you want to experiment, you put your money and experiment. Which is why I do a lot of commercial films. Take the money and make whatever I feel like and not ask any producer or anything. I produce my own films, so I do my own way. So I think that I think it's very interesting. Once you get hooked onto it, it's very difficult to leave it actually, doing these festival kind of films. Now we are all full of commercial films here shooting. But I will try to go back to doing such small films. Thing is that you need the right script. But I advise people that you should do that because it's interesting to travel the world. I was also in the jury in Busan. So there you get to see so many young people doing so many different things. And I find that our students, I'm not complaining or anything, but I feel that they don't have that drive because they are not exposed to such events. Yeah.
I think terrorists made a very big money also, sir.
Which didn't come to me.
It was a huge hit in the western side. Yeah. That is to encourage the students, because even in art house movie...
I think you should just make a film and make it with all your heart, and then others will discover it.
Yes, sir.
We can't tell them, discover me, no. See, I find even among actors, when some actor is presented and says this guy is like, he's a big star, people won't accept. They want to discover. So that is why I said make 3-minute films on phone. Very interesting. You will not believe the kind of attention a 3-minute film can make all over India and abroad, if it's a universal subject. And we have so many different subjects, fictional as well as, it can be a fictional one or it can be something to do with your culture, anything. And it can be fantastic to showcase all together. It'll be interesting. Yeah. And I wish that someone will do that. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. introduce yourself and ask a question. Thank you, sir.
Hi, sir. I'm Karishma. Who is your inspiration, sir?
Inspiration for what?
For all.
For photography. I think all the films I've seen and all the people who have shot those films, when I'm a cinematographer, though I might not know them directly, all of them have inspired me, and I've learned everything from every cinematographer whose films I've seen, actually. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So, my name is Ritvik, sir. So, having been in the industry for this much years, you've seen it evolve from the beginning till now. What do you think the future lead to, like in terms of cinematography? Does AI play a major role, or do you see us human beings being irreplaceable?
No, the role of a cinematographer will always be there. You know, because you're the one who's capturing the image. But there is a blur because a lot of people can affect your image, like VFX can. So these things we have to adapt and we have to better it. But one thing I can tell you, the best fish curry you will get is in the fisherman's hut because the fish is fresh. So always try to make sure your image is fresh. And that is what will resonate with the audience. Not an image which you have to do so many things in DI, then people feel it is not organic. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. 5 முதல் நீ ஆடி வந்தாலும் ஆக்சிஜன் குறையவில்லை, சொன்னால் என் ஆஸ்கரும் தூரமில்லை. தேங்க்யூ சார். தங்களது உரையாடலால் மேலும் பயனுள்ளதாக மாற்றியதற்கு என்றும் இஸ்காம் துறையின் அன்பும் நன்றிகளும்.